This is the Vice Desk Free Roam.
All right.
Citizen reports suspicious activity on a trolley car on Fountain Avenue. Stand by for further information. Any central unit.
Trolley car.
So I'm going to lead off with basically the exact same question I had to.
Car 11 King, go ahead with the further.
11K, see the woman. The 288 just occurred on the Angelino Heights trolley. Currently stopped near Fountain and
Right.
Bronson.
I've got to get back in the habit of mostly ignoring the dialogue because it doesn't matter anymore.
11K, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, we're just... Yeah.
Okay, I'll lead off with the first question.
288.
What?
LAPD, ma'am. Are you all right?
That lowlife, that filthy lowlife.
What happened?
I was standing ready to get off and I heard a click. His camera. That pervert took a picture of my, up my,
Which way did he go?
there. That's him, right there.
Not quite as subtle as a camera phone.
What the hell? What the hell? It was-
I love the way he got in the car there, too.
I know, and the bow tie. Oh my god, this is the goofiest effing case. Wow.
Go on, Phelps, get after that creeper.
Why was it called Manifest Destiny? I don't get the title.
What does that mean historically again? Remind me.
Okay, it literally means, a destiny that is clear and obvious.
Getting close.
It is
Steer 'em off
manifest
the
to all
tar.
who look at it.
Okay.
Historically, it refers to the idea that America has the right to expand from coast to coast. It is our destiny to occupy the whole
Hit
of
him,
this
Cole.
land.
Spin him out.
Right. All right. Well, I guess it had to do with the bigger scheme, like with the drug lords and the Marines and like the bigger picture. So maybe that's
Yeah, but
something to
it
go off
doesn't
of.
just mean
Clear
the
this
bigger
asshole
picture.
off the
It means-
road.
Like, from a historical sense, it's specifically referring to we will occupy the entire land. Oh, wow, that's a really interesting house right there.
Yeah,
It's like a little European courtyard or something. That's really cute.
I'm sure that actually is an area. Oh, we're right here at the crossroads.
Yeah, we are. It's not enough to just say, oh, it's referring to the big picture story. And I don't, even looking at it from a strictly literal, what the words mean standpoint, I'm still not sure I actually get it. Like, this was Cole's fate. It was written, it was clear to all.
Well, maybe it was the fate of the Marines, though. It's like you go up against the mob. And, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh.
I feel like it has more to do with the Marines stealing the drugs and trying to go into business against the mob than it does Cole's fall from grace.
Whoa! Was
That
that
was awesome.
scripted?
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was very cool. I approve. That was a good chase.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Just for the set pieces it took you past and the end.
You're under arrest for public indecency.
Oh, Christ.
So in San Francisco, the F line, which goes along Market Street and the Fisherman's Wharf, the Embarcadero, it's all made up of different streetcars from different cities. They've got like a couple of the buses on that line are restored, New York streetcars, New Orleans streetcars, Los Angeles streetcars, etc. So every bus is different. You might get on one from a different city. And just yesterday, I saw the exact Pacific Electric streetcar, the orange one, just like we saw in this video that crashed into that car. I rode on it.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's kind of random.
I've seen those cars, but I've never actually ridden on any of them myself.
Yeah, they're not in operation in LA anymore. It's funny that they're in operation in San Francisco now.
Yep. Doesn't it also have just older streetcars from, like, San Francisco's history?
I think it does as well, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool line. Very touristy.
Yes. Hey, at least it goes somewhere useful instead of the cable cars.
Yeah, that's true. So,
It was one of my great disappointments about GTA San Andreas that you couldn't actually ride the cable cars.
oh, interesting.
Not only couldn't run, they never stopped. If you tried to hitch a ride, you basically got run over.
Yeah, you can't ride the trolleys here, the electric trolleys. I did try and, I haven't tried to ride Angel's Flight yet. That'd be interesting to see if you could actually ride that.
Huh.
Where we have the street crime.
Right. The Gosh darn it, I don't remember the name for that sort of
Take
thing.
the call, don't take it. It's up to you, Cole. We
funicular.
got our case.
Thank you, funicular.
So this is
Good
Man's
work.
Chinese. We had a little
You
drive-by,
are
but I wanted to
so
actually
bad.
explore it. For one reason, it feels like the type of place that would have a little trinket hidden at it, and for another reason, it's just a cool part of LA history.
Yep. But you can't go in,
Yeah,
at least
sadly.
not on it. Oh, there was one of the drive-by shootings happened here, didn't it?
Exactly, but we didn't
Okay.
get to explore it. Oh, there's the sparkle.
Hooray, sparkle. That's cool that they make a point of hiding those things, at least at buildings so they encourage you to get out and explore,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, which is pretty fun.
which is a noted improvement over the basically every single GTA method of hiding things, which is you're not finding this without a map.
Yeah, the stupid pigeons or whatever.
Pigeons, graffiti, hidden packages.
At the actual Man's Chinese, that's where the movie stars put their hands and feet into cement. And there's also the Walk of Stars here in front of it, but I wonder if historically those two things haven't happened yet.
Dunno.
Anyways.
So, the Vice storyline, how about that?
Yeah. I don't know. Roy Earl's gone. You gonna miss him?
As a character, well, okay, first of all, I don't believe that that's the last we're seeing of him in the game.
A fair point. Yeah, that's probably true.
What? Oh, is this the hidden card thing you would put on? Or?
No, I wanted to show that there's, the badges. The badges tend to be hidden at places you would actually go. And just when you were saying that they don't have any tchotchkes that you can't find without a map, here's an example of their tchotchkes that you can't find without a map.
Oh, did you just know this one was here, or?
Yeah, I made a point to look it up on the map before I started recording this.
Ah,
So the Golden Film Reels, there's 50 classic movies hidden throughout this area, and these are not hidden at obvious locations.
that's... I wonder if Rockstar required Team Bondi to do that.
Well, the badges were actually a piece of pre-order content or bonus content. I forget how I got them. They're not in the game by itself. The film reels are what
Thank
shipped.
God we're not in my car.
KTI, Los Angeles.
I think you may have numbed me to your driving for at least a little bit
Yeah.
after the Naked City.
Yeah, that one was pretty good, huh?
Yeah. No, I mean, Roy's definitely setting himself up to be not like the main villain, but he's either going to get his comeuppance, or he's going to, in a real moment of dramatic irony, not get his comeuppance.
Right.
But his story clearly isn't finished yet. So here's something I'm a little still confused about, and I mentioned this a bit in the last video, I think. But despite all of it, we still haven't had any actual on-screen, that's a cool car, on-screen confirmation that Cole slept with Elsa.
I know, right? That really bothered me that they didn't put just a single line of dialogue in there.
Yeah, anywhere. Like, certainly the way he handled the confrontation with his wife sure made him sound guilty as shit.
Right.
But he didn't, he's never actually admitted it. I mean, for a game that doesn't shy away from showing mutilated, naked female corpses, I'm surprised they couldn't even show, the suggestive, or the photographs that were theoretically taken or whatever.
Are you crazy?
Or anything, yeah.
Yeah, and it's odd, because if he had handled the confrontation with his wife differently, I would be thinking, oh, well, maybe he really didn't, and for
You idiot.
larger reasons, maybe she's, helping him tap into some, she's helping him uncover some corruption or something, and he has to pretend that this is the case until it all gets better. But he's acting guilty. And I don't actually believe, as a character,
where you're
he
going.
can act that well.
You're not helping.
Like, he's too much of a Boy Scout to...
Oh, yeah, I totally believe that he slept with her right now. I don't think that they're setting up anything else.
I know, but
What have we got?
It's just the
Three guys
fact that
tried to
they're
knock the
shying
place
away
over and got
from
jumped. Now they got a half
explicitly
dozen
confirming
patrons and
that's
staff for
very odd.
insurance.
Do we know the situation inside?
2 inside covering the hostages, plus this charmer at the front door. We need to do something about him now, sir. He won't negotiate, and he'll kill this poor bastard if we don't put him down.
You come any closer, I'll pull the trigger.
Sticky targeting array.
What's with all the firecrackers?
You know, if they ever do an actual 1940s GTA, clearly they have to use some of these street crimes as missions.
Do you think that they would actually do that?
No, probably not. But that would be awesome if they did.
If they decide to revisit this, I really hope that they decide to do San Francisco Noire. I just think that'd be so obvious.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying if the GTA franchise ever travels back in time the way people thought this game was going to be.
I don't see that happening either.
I know, but it would be nice because it's getting kind of boring to keep going back
Code 4
to
at Hollywood
New York
First
over and
National
over
Bank,
again.
corner of Hollywood and Highland.
Well, this time we're going to
Suspects
Los
are down. I
Angeles
need an
in
ambulance
GTA
and
5.
notify the coroner.
Or 6. No, 5.
5.
Roger on the ambulance, 11K. All units be advised, suspects are down at Hollywood.
They're
First
still
National,
revisiting
corner of
locations,
Hollywood and
though.
Highland.
Yep. Yes, that's true.
I'm sure it'll be very different because at least San Andreas was deeply, deeply rooted in the time frame.
Alright, so I've got another question about Manifest Destiny.
Okay.
You know, at the very last second, we realized that we were going to be pulled out of the interview and slapped with this
You drive.
demotion, et cetera,
Go
et
over the
cetera.
case notes.
What would have happened if that hadn't had gone down? Like, would we have been able to pin it all on Sheldon? And if so, what would have happened with the mob involvement, the drugs? Like, what was our best case scenario before we got ripped out of that?
I don't know because I'm really confused what had happened in the newspaper storyline, you know, the cutscenes relative to what had happened in the actual cold time.
11K
Like,
responding.
Let's assume all of
Go
it
ahead with the
happened.
further.
Okay, then
11K, see the security guard and apprehended suspect to be taken
all
into
then
custody.
in that case, as far as Sheldon knew,
01 Santa Monica Boulevard.
all of the morphine was in the hands of Harlan.
Oh. Well, no, because Finkelstein had so much of it. Oh,
Well, we
because
recovered
Harlan
that.
gave it? Okay. So
Detective Phelps,
Sheldon gave
LAPD.
some of it to
What's
Finkelstein,
going
and
on
then he
here?
wanted to get out,
This
and he gave the
joker was
rest of
trying
it
to tell one
to
of our
Fontaine.
patrons.
Is that
I'm
the
a
idea?
reporter,
Yes.
you idiot. I'm doing a feature
seen
for
this
the
guy before.
Examiner, and that patron I was
Yeah.
following is a red under investigation by the feds.
Oh, we got a
Where
HUAC
is he now?
case.
Parking lot. His is the blue Talbot. Say, how about an
What's
exclusive
HUAC?
when you bring him back?
Oh, House
Oh,
Un-
yes,
American
got it.
Activities
Okay.
Committee.
You won't be filing
Once
your
I
story today.
spelled
I'll
it out
check
in my
this out.
head, I worked out what you were referring to. Where have we seen that reporter before?
He was involved in one of the cases. I think he was the guy when, at the homicide arc, when the captain was being interrogated, and he was like, "I don't believe you. It's the Dahlia killer, whatever."
Okay.
And the captain
Red,
was like, "You got
huh?
our best man on it."
Sneaky bastard. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this.
Once again, we go on one man's word. Oh, this total stranger says that this guy's a communist? Let's go apprehend him immediately.
Yeah, that follows. As you were saying.
Yeah, that's true.
LAPD, sir. Can I have a word?
Why do they always run? Ooh, they're giving you a sporty little number to chase him in.
But this
Well,
is the
that's an
automobile
admission of
club,
guilt
and
if
look,
I ever saw
every car
one.
in this parking lot is awesome.
He's not getting away that
Also, I
easily.
didn't see where he went, and this is going to be a complete fail. To answer Cole's point of he's not getting away that easily, yes, in fact he is.
Oh, and there's a hidden vehicle right there.
Exactly. Well, let's see if I can turn this guy around now that I gave him a 40-second head start. Not quite. So that's
Cool
going to
parking
reset.
lot, though.
Yeah, I need to go back there and grab all those vehicles. There's some new ones. Anyways, you were saying, so, yeah, what Fontaine has the remainder of the meds. So
As
what's
far
Sheldon
as
going to
Courtney
do?
knows. As far as we know that Courtney knows. I mean,
Any central unit suspect to be taken into custody at Southern California Auto Club.
So how does that story pan out from there?
A red, huh? Sneaky bastard.
I don't know. I don't know what Courtney was hoping to accomplish, and I really don't know what Harlan was hoping to accomplish by going there with him.
LAPD,
I feel like
sir.
Harlan's just his
Can I have a
partner in
word?
crime and wants to make sure that that Sheldon keeps his mouth shut. That's the reason.
I guess, but then why did he let Sheldon go to the police in the first place?
of guilt if I ever saw one.
Maybe he couldn't stop him. Sheldon
He's
seems
not getting away
pretty
that easy.
headstrong. I don't know. But with the evidence that Cole had, regardless of what was actually going on, okay, I'm gonna need to just hop in the correct car and put this
Yeah.
thing to bed, huh?
Well,
With the
you
evidence that Cole had, do you think that we could have closed the case?
Okay, so Cole thought at that point, / knew, that Courtney and the Marines had stolen the morphine. Like, he really, really strongly suspected that.
Well, we had the
And
confession
correctly, as
and all
he
the
has played
evidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of evidence.
A red,
Yep.
huh? Sneaky bastard. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
He figured that the mob was putting pressure on the Marines to sell it to them.
Or to sell all of it or more of it to
Well,
them.
Cole didn't know that.
Well, he had to
Oh,
have
yeah, he
assumed
did.
because
If I
some
ever
of it was
saw
already
one.
in mob possession.
He's not getting
Right,
away that
okay.
easily.
So Cole wanted Courtney to admit what had happened and then tell what the mob was doing so that the police could officially get involved. Cole
And go after the
probably
mob.
wanted to be able to just go straight for Mickey Cohen and take him down.
I can't hit a target that isn't there,
Right.
Phelps.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
I
And
think
then,
that's
do you
what
think
Cole
that
was
those
hoping.
guys would have been safe in prison? Like, I don't know. If I'm Sheldon or Kelso at this point,
Keep it
I'm
steady,
thinking,
and I'll try
lock
to
me up
bust
and
his
throw away
ties.
the key. It's the only place I'll be safe.
Not if you're Kelso, you don't.
Oh, really?
No, he clearly isn't. Is self-sufficient to the point of insanity. Like, he was going to defend himself in a way if he had to.
Right. But he did get himself involved with the mob in that cutscene.
Yes, he did.
Even though I get the impression he wasn't one of the ones who actually stole the morphine.
Nope, he got involved because
His friends
other
were.
military guys, his crew, were in danger. And maybe part of why
Show me your
Roy
hand.
was so willing to give up Cole,
This is harassment.
that
Understand?
is entirely correct.
My politics are nobody's goddamn business but my own.
A southern communist. Fascinating. Roy probably figured Cole was looking for a way to just straight up bring down Mickey Cohen or something, or bring him in. Given Cole's consistently belligerent attitude and attempts to just interrogate the mob boss.
Oh,
and
interesting. So maybe that's part of the reason why Roy
Yeah, just because
stopped it.
Roy is sufficiently deep enough in, or if you want to be super charitable, believes that someone's going to be there, so it may as well be a known quantity, as to not want to let Cole shake it up.
Right. Plus, he's obviously on the payroll with his
Oh, yeah.
$200 suit and $2,000 car.
Yeah. Plus, he's also on the payroll from the prostitution ring that was causing a scandal.
Right. Wow. This guy's really in a lot of... He's
Yeah,
like...
What's wrong with
He's
you?
worse than the mobsters in a lot of ways.
Yes, I mean,
Any available unit, the 44 suspect to be taken into
he...
custody as
Oh,
Sunset.
hey, it's Garrus. Now I'll listen for him more carefully. Did you catch this last time? Because I totally didn't.
No?
Detective Phelps.
Look, Phelps, in a minute, a bagman named Rampley's gonna walk in here and put a mint on some horse running.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We don't care about Rampley so much as we want his boss. He's the one we're gonna put away for fixing the race.
You're hoping Rampley will lead us to him.
Bingo. Here's what you're gonna do. Get in there, blend in, wait for our mark. You'll be in a dark coat. Wait until he hands over the cash, then tail him. Good luck.
This is the one that we failed.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Vice case.
I'll wait outside. Keep an eye on the place.
I don't know. If, did you catch the discussion in the thread about that guy, that actor?
Yeah, how he's Garrus from.
Yeah.
Mass Effect.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about
I had a thought about a side case actually. You know what we're missing in all these side cases?
What?
A dialogue. An interrogation. You know, we've got all these mechanics from the main game are being used in terms of chases and fist fights and gunfights and tailing and this, that, and the other, but no conversation.
that. Odd. Maybe because it cost a lot more to do the elaborate motion capture required for the the tells and all that stuff.
I'm sure that that's the case, but you'd think they could incorporate one out of the 45 or 50 side cases. Street Fighter. I even had an idea about what it might be. You know, we've had a number of these suicide cases, these side cases with jumpers and other things like that. It could be a case where you actually have to, negotiate with one of the guys who's holding a hostage or one of the guys who's about to jump off the top of a building. Like, they could just put a little moment in there where you could, like, truth, press, or lie, call his bluff or whatever, and then it could be interesting. And it'd just be one question. If you got it, the quote right answer, then the guy would surrender.
Hey, come on. This ain't New York.
And if you got it wrong, then you'd either kill the hostage or jump off the building or whatever, and then the street crime would be over.
Maybe. I don't know that I agree with that specific execution, but in general, I think, yeah, they should have done stuff like that. Boy, that guy's
hide and seek,
really suspicious. Oh my god, a passerby actually noticed you behaving really conspicuously.
Oh, hey, what are you, the fourth stooge?
That's awesome. Too bad they didn't code in him yelling at you, actually alerting the guy you're tailing, though.
Well, that would have been very frustrating as a player.
A full G. She's coming in at 20 to 1. You and I are about to retire.
LAPD, you're both under arrest.
I thought they were going to get in the car.
Yeah, you're
And
good.
now I'm here with no cover. Whatever.
Yeah, covers for wimps.
Exactly. Now you're warming up to my style.
I did like that the guy made sure to go to the trunk to withdraw his alternate weapon. He plays by the rules, too.
Exactly.
Car 11K calling KGPL. Ambulance required at Sunset and Ivar. Shots fired and suspects are down. We're code 4, but I'll need an ambulance and a coroner.
Roger that, 11K. All units, be advised, the 484 at Sunset and Ivar is code 4. Suspects
Well,
are
I guess
down.
we busted up that gambling ring. Because the gambling ring was probably only those two guys, right?
I think so.
That's as high up as it went. Oh.
You know the way. You can drive.
Okay, so the thing with Roy is before he actually sold Cole out, he was straddling the line of, no, he's not a good guy, but maybe he's the guy who does the work that isn't pretty but needs to be done kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
Car
it's not
11K,
pretty,
go ahead
but
with
sometimes the
further.
cops just have to bend the rules in the little ways that don't hurt people to really, keep things from exploding everywhere. Maybe you've got to... You can't take down every mob boss even though you know who they are.
Roger.
You have to be
11K
able
en
to
route.
bend with the wind in order to make sure that the drugs don't get completely out of hand or whatever.
Yeah, you just keep that mob boss in check. Make sure he knows who you are, just like you know who he is.
But then he went and said, nope, I'm actually, going to sell out a completely
Detective Phelps, I
straight
got the call
cop
for assistance.
to save
Who are
my
the
own job.
suspects?
Bank robbers. Same gang that took
And I think the
Citizens
point where you
National
start
Trust and saved us last
sacrificing,
month.
quote, innocence, unquote, is the point where you don't get that noir, in a noir
Well, you don't get
setting,
the benefit of the doubt.
you can still be a protagonist with the kind of flaws that Roy had, but you kind of sacrifice that. You can't root for someone who sells other people out.
Right.
Did someone shoot at a tire? I heard-
Tire, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
They're coming at me from two angles. This is like a terrible place to be.
Yeah. Well, Roy's covering one of the angles for you.
Poorly.
Well, yes, but he's drawing fire from that angle.
Get behind something, Phelps.
No, Roy.
I love the little Stefan Finbar interaction in the last case.
Yeah, that was funny.
Man, Rusty's being an ass to Bukowski.
He kind of was to us too, but we just sort of stood up to him a little bit. In
Yeah.
our own way.
Well, Cole don't take no crap.
That's cool.
Fascinating.
That's all of
Was
them.
if you hadn't shot him, would it have turned into a car chase?
I'm not sure. It may have failed outright, or maybe there was a car I could have gotten into. I don't know.
Roy's expression is so good. I know it's the same sort of stock neutral one, but his stock neutral expression is really like, Jesus Christ, the shit I put up with for this partner.
Slow, dramatic pan across the entire map. What do you say? Should I drive to this one? It's across the entire length of the city.
Let me guess.
You can drive.
Hiding from the wife?
I mean, you could have driven, but I really would have liked to see you grab a truck, maybe like a fire truck or a dump truck or something.
Something that goes very slowly.
Yeah, that would have been best.
Any central unit. Citizen reports a 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2. Identify.
So another thing that seems very odd, and I can see
This is 11K. We'll handle the 415.
wow, we are going to San Francisco.
11K, Roger. Your 415 is at the corner of 7th
Oh,
Get it?
the
Get
area,
it?
the area code.
Yeah,
Clever.
I made a joke.
Oh, God.
It's good.
I bet it's a domestic.
Are these guys familiar?
Some disturbance. Need to get up there.
Go on, get after
I'm glad Cole waited till someone had actually died before he started, climbing. Wouldn't want to exert needless effort.
Maybe they could have resolved the differences up there.
Dudley, you killed him.
You saw what happened? That creep attacked me. I can't watch you go around with drunk losers like that anymore, honey. What are you doing up here with him anyway? You deserve better.
He invited me up to. Dudley, I had no idea you felt this way.
Touching.
Yeah, I'm distracted by how much that guy looks like a fat internet nerd.
He predates the fat internet.
I'm
nerd.
aware of that. However, he's got the hat that looks cool. Oh, that was awesome!
Yeah, that was cool. He even opened the door.
After
for
him,
it.
goddammit.
He's got the hat that looks cool on people who can wear hats. He's got the facial hair that says, I can't actually grow facial hair.
That's funny.
It's no good. We need to get closer.
Sometimes I feel like these cars are invulnerable until the game wants you to end the car chase.
Hey, you totally knocked off his tailgate.
Felt like a pretty good hit.
I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot
I
down.
also feel like all the cars that we're chasing have really good turn radiuses.
Man, that was a stuck lever.
I know, I plowed right through the street light with the lever.
Also, the game didn't do a very good job of updating your mini-map after you established visually.
The wrong way there.
So, I don't remember what I was saying before. One thing I have a little trouble with, and that I could see being kind of disconcerting, is, yeah, I completely lost track of. Oh, there he is.
I know, that's such a. It's like, I got him. Oh.
Oh
well.
I feel like, other than Roy's suggestions, there wasn't a lot of setup for the idea of Cole being unfaithful to his wife.
Yeah, they were deliberately being really subtle with his Elsa interactions, which is actually okay.
Yeah,
but they should have had it come to a head before the big reveal.
Go on,
I guess,
get after
well,
him.
it's more of just from a character standpoint. Like, we hadn't seen any side of Cole that would suggest he could be capable of being
Adultery.
unfaithful. I mean, to put it bluntly. Like, he's such a Boy Scout. And yeah, he has anger management issues, but his sort of obscene commitment to the law at all costs.
Yeah, you would expect that to follow in his personal life as well.
Right.
It's been a while.
And it kind of feels like it came out of left field. And I know from a narrative perspective, they showed us him going there to watch her, and Roy joking about him looking at other women. And so they laid the groundwork from that perspective, but
Let's see how fast he runs on bare rims.
I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm having such a hard time with it, I guess. It's not that
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
it's not that it doesn't make sense from a story perspective, just it doesn't make sense from a what we know about Cole perspective.
Plus, he was in the war, right? So the fact that she's German might be...
No. That much I buy. I actually can see that being him really sympathizing with her and her problems. I mean, you saw how he treated the Japanese.
Right.
He's all about understanding the enemy. And in particular,
Getting close. Steer him off the car.
the event that appears to have traumatized him in the war from that last flashback was an American artillery shot, not Japanese one. I think it was friendly fire.
I can't believe I'm still on this guy.
I'm looking forward to
I'd
when
love
you get to the scripted end to the sequence.
What do you think? Is he gonna get hit by a train? Gonna go off a cliff? This is a long-ass sequence, though.
I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down.
Oh no! Oh no!
The car broke?
Maybe.
You gotta be kidding.
Get in the truck! Yes!
Hey, it's a new vehicle!
We're gonna catch him! We're totally gonna catch him!
There's no egg. Oh, there is an exit. Okay. I think you've lost him now.
No, I've got him! Oh, he's scared. I thought I was gonna be able to catch him in the... There he is! That was where it ended! That's twice! Twice
Oh
that
my
he's
gosh.
narrowly escaped my grasp. Grr. This video could have been 40 minutes long.
You are finally defeated by the internet nerd.
Citizen reports of 415, 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2. Identified.
You don't want
This is
the call,
11K.
leave it.
Let them handle.
Oh, sigh.
Go on, get after him.
Okay,
And they didn't
here's-
really explore the Elsa character very much either. We had that one interrogation with her, and I could tell that she was an interesting character. Like, the narrative designers probably knew a lot more about her than we know. Like, I'm sure they had a detailed biography. They understood what made her tick really well. I mean, that was clear in her performance that she was not a cookie-cutter character.
Yeah.
But we haven't really had enough interactions with her to really explore her at all.
After him, goddammit.
Nope. Though I feel like I know her fairly well from the interactions they have given us.
Yeah, they were really powerful interactions. They were well created.
Step on it, huh? Just get me a little closer.
That was his fault.
I know. I'm so good at this chase by now. Oh, man. Well, the thing is, you don't know the route that they're going to take, but now that you know the route he's going to take, you can do things like I just did there if he sees you cut him off. But I do feel like those scripted car chases, the cars tend to turn on a dime. Like, they'll be going really fast and make a hard left turn. If you didn't know it was coming,
Hey!
that went a
We
lot
never got
better.
to see the scripted end, though.
Put your
It
hands
sort of
in
looked
the
like he
air.
just parked. Maybe he ran out of gas.
Yeah, or maybe parked it and started running on foot, because that's probably the best call.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with how they handled Elsa. I just... they put a lot of character development into Cole, but it's like they went out of their way to hide any suggestion that he might be capable of this sort of thing.
Yep.
And I don't get why. Like, they really avoided showing us anything of his relationship with his wife or his home life or any of that stuff.
And he defended marriage in the homicide case consistently when Rusty's always like, you know, blame
I
the
didn't
husband.
mean for him to fall. I swear to Christ I didn't. I just wanted to keep him away from Shannon. He was taking advantage of her.
We know this guy.
It's out of my hands, Lynch. Claim self-defense and see if Miss Perry will testify on your behalf.
Also, don't run from the police.
Yeah. Although, maybe in this case, feel free to run from the police, because you would have gotten away 2 out of 3 times.
2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. Okay, another question.
Dudley Lynch is from A Marriage Made in Heaven. FYI.
Marriage Made in Heaven. That was one of the traffic cases?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
I can double check here.
Well, you say it so confidently, I assume it's because you know.
Well, I knew that one little factoid because I had the wiki up here. Now you're calling me out on it, making me admit to referencing a wiki.
You're behind the wheel.
So, yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you. Rain check.
Okay. So here's the thing. So Cole was ceremoniously stripped of his badge and his gun. And then he's working arson.
Yeah.
Was he... What happened?
Car
like,
11K
he basically said, you're off the force. I don't want to see you here again. And I expect you for work on Monday morning.
Yeah, that's interesting. You'll see how they handle that in the intro to the
11K, Roger.
Case. I don't think they handle it well. I think the point that you made is totally valid. But they do...
Stop! LAPD! Like hell!
They do make it really clear that you are at a desk which has no significance, and there's no expectation that you'll solve cases, and like arson is all insurance, and like who cares? It's just where the worst cops in the LAPD go.
There he is. Sam?
So, I think it's clear that it's punishment, but you're right, they could take all your shit away.
Yeah, so they said you're off the force, basically.
Pending a review, you're on leave.
Right. So I don't know if there's a time skip. A time skip might make sense. Like, there was a review and you're technically... Oh, god damn it, lady.
Or I will shoot.
Hey, good work.
What was that car spinning out in the background? Right behind us. What was
No
that about?
idea.
Don't kill me, man. Awesome.
So, interestingly, I'm finding that I'm having trouble thinking of any kind of overarching storyline through the Vice desk as a whole. Like, it still feels a little scattered and disjointed. Like, the whole thing was much more of a character
Do we know where we're going?
story than a plot story, as it were. But I don't know. I feel like the Vice desk didn't really have a meaningful focus.
You know the way. You can drive.
Well, that's not true. The Vice Desk's purpose was to bring all of the other story threads together.
Yes,
So-
but together around no real... There wasn't a central thread through the story around which everything else was tied.
No, there was. I mean, if the homicide arc was all about the werewolf killer,
11K,
then the
calling
Vice Desk
KGPL.
was all about
We'll take the 484.
the surplus market.
Yes, that was a plot device that was common throughout.
Well, how is that different from the homicide case?
The homicide desk was, there's a person out there who is challenging you. Like...
You gotta help me, officer, please!
Slow down. What happened?
I was just walking along, not bothering nobody. And these punks jumped me. They knocked me across my mouth and took my money.
How long ago was this?
About 5 hours.
Not more than 20 minutes ago, mister. They went that way, down the alley.
They're probably still right there.
Right here.
It's only been 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can't get anywhere in 20 minutes. Can't even escape from a hedge maze in 20 minutes.
Please, you sucker.
Son of a bitch is taking the car!
Shit, come on, let's get after him.
Should have never believed that the
Wake up,
suspect
Cole.
would loiter for 20 minutes at the scene of the crime.
Hold on. I was noticing during the cutscene, you have no bruises on your face at all. You know, this plan would have worked a lot better if Cole
Getting
didn't have the
close.
magical
Steer him
ability
off the
to
tar.
instantly open and hotwire any car in the city.
Oh, it was a different time. The keys are probably just under the visor. Or even in the ignition.
Hit it, Cole. Spin him out.
Not the dumpsters, Cole, the car.
You should have been a dialogue writer for this game. Hit the dumpsters, Cole. Spin them out.
This is...
There might be cans in there that we can recycle. Wow.
I wonder if you had been closer behind him, whether the truck would have
Hit it.
been stripped to
Clear
come
this
around and hit
asshole
that
off the
car
road.
instead.
Or to hit me.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't going to end well for you. Or me.
What? That was really fun.
Now, wasn't that a stupid thing to do?
That line was probably randomly selected. No, I guess maybe not. Maybe it was case specific, but...
I love how confident and calm he is. I love his resolve. He was just in a ridiculous car crash.
An absurd car crash. Like, it could have been in a car circus. Well, because you know, it was a long, kind of boring thing. I was like, okay, they're going to be scripting some interesting finale, hopefully, if it's a good one. And he turned into the construction site. I'm like, oh, cool, there's some crazy angled jumps in here and all this stuff. And then it turns out that instead of being jumps, they're just crazy angled crashes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we got transported into Burnout.
Speaking of indestructible cars, I've been watching another LP on the forums of Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Oh, the original, because they're getting excited about the new one that's coming.
I guess. It's... I mean, holy crap. You would have so much fun driving in there because you literally cannot wreck your car except by certain, like, plot-specific or... You know, there's maybe 2 types of objects in the game that can stop you dead.
I hope you got some money saved up.
No, I'm really excited for the new Need for Speed. It's Criterion, which is the developer that I like the most out of all the racing developers that did Burnout Paradise. And they also did this game called Hot Pursuit. And this new Need for Speed game takes the best elements of both of those. It takes the open world elements of Burnout Paradise and the cop chases, which were incredible, from Hot Pursuit, and it couches it in one of the best Burnout games, or Need for Speed games, which is Most Wanted. So it's like taking all these racing games and putting them together into one. And it's all the things that I love about all these other racing games. So I'm super excited for it.
Cool. I really, really like watching people play racing games, but I am not very good at them myself.
Oh, please, look at me. I'm terrible at them, but they're so much fun.
I guess.
I'm glad that they actually have a Woody in this game.
Oh, I didn't actually see. Is this properly a Woody?
Yeah, that's what it said when I picked it up.
Oh, cool.
At this point, I need to kill time until it's nighttime so I can finish the desk.
I'm glad you kept this all on video for us.
Yeah, I mean, for realism's sake, you know, I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea.
Go find a hedge maze.
That's actually a good idea. I wonder if that's how it works. Wouldn't that be crazy if that were their way of speeding up time? Like, if you ever want to advance it from day to night or vice versa, you just walk into that hedge maze.
Hey, speaking of racing games that I've heard are good, have you tried Driver San Francisco?
No, I've got it sitting here. I haven't cracked the plastic on it. I picked it up on sale recently. Everybody tells me I would really love it though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm deeply enamored of any game that even remotely gets into San Francisco.
Thank God
and
we're not
this
in my
includes, even as rough depictions as Under a Killing Moon. Man, you should record that. I want to see it.
Oh, Driver Outside?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's going to be the next one. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to bust that one in or Max Payne 3.
Okay. What?
Wow.
Just add insult to injury there. That was awesome.
So I've reached the end of the city, and this is my Truman story moment, where I'm like, what? There's construction going on, and the whole road is blocked off?
Oh, interesting. So this is the map edge.
Can we try not to kill anyone?
Yeah, but, me being who I am, I'm thinking, like, just look at my mini-map. It looks like I could go through. There must be something.
Way to set an example for the public.
So I'm not going to give up. I mean, I have to kill time until it's nighttime anyway.
I'm glad you left all of this in on video.
Oh yeah, man, this is essential. The people, they have to know.
Smoke rises through a series of muffled
This little fountain.
Like, this is not Los Angeles. This is not actual Los Angeles. This is like a video game recreation of Los Angeles.
No way!
Yeah. I know.
Look out!
No, it's like I said, it's like Truman story.
Holy crap! There's a mini map to the lower left. That's not a
I
smudge.
never noticed that.
That's not a smudge on my glasses.
But look at this. There's construction here too.
My God. Crazy.
It's like there's no way to get past that little area. But if you look over there, you can see this hotel that looks kind of interesting. I don't know if I'll show it again. But I kind of want to go to that hotel. Alright, let's do it. Do we have a street crime yet?
Sorry about that. I had to mute my mic for a moment.
That's all right. So how many viewers do you think are still with us here? We probably lost most of them around the 35-minute mark.
Matt, you're new to something awful, LP, so I'm going to share a story with you. So, earlier this year or last year sometime, a guy did a Let's Play of Super Mario 64 where he did it with his feet. Because this is apparently how he used to play as a kid or something. And it was a very impressive thing most of the time. But there was a few areas that were kind of tricky. And one of those areas was Tiny Huge Island. And he was complaining in the thread about how long the... Yes! He's complaining in the thread about how long the unedited video was. That it was about like an hour and 45 minutes, half of which was spent on 3 or 4 jumps just over and over and over again. And people said, post the video. So he did, with commentary that he made, because the whole thing was done at like literally 2 at night. So what you've got here is an hour, 45-minute long video of a guy trying and failing to make the same jump for about a solid half an hour at a time, while blearily laughing at his own jokes, sort of giggling quietly to himself, and leaving in multiple, like, multi-minute long pauses where he just didn't have anything to say. This got hundreds of views, with people boasting in the thread about how they made it through the whole thing.
So what you're saying is you don't think very many people have tuned out?
I think I'm trying to make a larger societal point about taste here. I don't know.
Well, good news, it's
threw up his
nighttime.
hands, scary stoplight.
It is nighttime, the street lights have turned on, and I would have fast traveled, but I had left Roy Earl for dead, so I had to come pick him up. Because you can't teleport without your partner.
Yeah, you really didn't leave him sufficiently for dead at all. You could have run over him several more times.
Yes, that's what we learned with Rusty.
I wonder how many ways... Huh. I wonder if there's a way to get your partner up onto and then push them off a high building or something.
And, like, actually kill him. Or maybe I could leave him in the car and drive the car off a cliff and then do the, like, triangle key jump out of the moving vehicle, like Grand Theft Auto style.
Can you do that?
I don't think that you can.
Open your eyes!
Well, I think you need to find a cliff and test this.
Well, somebody in the forum suggested that I go try and prove that the Fallen Idol case was could have actually happened.
Yeah.
So I do need to go back to that part downtown and actually drive my car off of that cliff just to verify that it wasn't planted evidence, you know, that it is technically feasible.
Yeah, and while you're at it, see if you can exit your car in midair, leaving your partner to be a crash test dummy for the sake of, you know, could the body realistically have been injured in these ways, or was it all set up?
Yeah. This sounds like a good use of the last desk. The epic conclusion of the story. The finale, if you will.
How many cars can we set on fire?
I really want to know what happens with this mob and Marines and morphine storyline, but I also really want to jump off of a cliff. So hang on just a second, partner.
But no, that's the only thing you need to inflict on Roy. There's no other partner who deserves it the same way.
Well, you haven't met the arson guy yet.
Thrilling.
Hey, move along. This is private property.
Sir, we're with the LAPD. We had a report of a burglary in progress at this address.
Oh. No burglary. These guys all work nights here.
Yeah, they look like it.
Maintenance crew.
Maintaining what, exactly?
No voy a terminar en la cárcel por este idiota.
Show me your hands!
Well, that was really lame as opening cutscenes go.
Yes, Cole, I obviously wanted you to get in cover against the truck in the open and not get in cover against the corner wall. Fail. Do. Classic mini-map fail here. I don't know why, but I feel like they're on the roof right now. Maybe it's because the staircase was just so inviting right now. There's obviously no one on the roof. Nope, no one down there either.
Weapons on the ground, now!
Who are you talking to, Cole? Ah, yes. There we go.
Cole, we got things to do.
Stay in cover!
Stay down.
Wide open here!
You think I'll get an achievement for not getting shot even once during this encounter? Certainly would be a first for me. I'm not hearing you. Maybe your mic went out.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. My bad. Is that a thing they give out achievements for?
Well, in my case, I certainly deserve one.
You lost your hat.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to get it this time.
Looks like there's some red on your coat, but maybe that's just
yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, sorry, I accidentally muted my last, minute of commentary without realizing it.
Ah, they hit my arm.
Oh.
Fail. I hear that can be fatal.
Well, given sufficiently incompetent doctors.
No, we've killed numerous suspects with, 3 shots to the arm.
True, yes.
Okay. I've been involved in a shooting and the suspects are down. It's now code 4, but I'll need an ambulance to 539 South Los Angeles Street, Valor Tobacco Company. Also notify Detective Headquarters that I'll need the coroner.
Interesting that he thinks some of them are still alive.
11K, I'll notify the ambulance, Detective Headquarters, and the coroner. All units, 11K reports code 4.
One of the first times we've seen him pause for a breath while delivering a line. It's like he's actually showing some signs of humanity, or otherwise being exhausted after a chase.
Matt, that's ridiculous. It was just a very long line to deliver. I'd like to see you do it in a single breath.
Fair enough.
Car 11 King, meet the officers at 187, Union and 7th. Stand by for further.
Returning back to one of my earlier comments, I guess my primary...
11K responding. Go ahead with the further.
Oh, we lost Woody.
11 King, meet the officers at 187 in the alleyway at Union and 7th. Suspect is still outstanding. Code 2.
My problem with the Vice Desk is that it was about the morphine much more than it was about the people involved with the morphine.
Right.
Like
Because in some ways it was just too confusing. It wasn't like you could follow Sheldon or Kelso or Mickey. There were too many characters. It wasn't like
Last scene falling
the
out
werewolf.
of the bar with some goon. He got fresh,
Yep.
he got shy, he
Like-
got angry. Witness has him late 40s, 6 foot, light shirt, dark trousers. He's got to still be in the vicinity, detective. She's not even cold.
Ooh, a crime scene investigation in a side case.
Yeah, this is the first.
Blunt force trauma.
Do you know that?
Must have grabbed the first thing to hand and.
Do you know that none of them will involve an interrogation for sure?
I don't know.
Game's always surprising you.
Yeah, well, there's 5 or 6 left that we haven't experienced, so who knows?
Yep. So, with the last case, they started bringing the character-based aspect of it more as you actually finally met the people who were dealing with it, but most of the other cases in Vice were just about, except for the Naked City, which is kind of a
We came down the alley
class
to
all
7th
its own.
Street, sir. He didn't slip past us.
You're
Try the
tracing
rooftops.
a
Filthy rat
substance
might have gone for higher ground.
rather than working with people.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I mean, I guess there were so many red herrings in the murder case, but we didn't actually meet the werewolf, just like we didn't actually
Phelps.
meet Sheldon until the
No,
very
but
end.
they were all about understanding an event, at least. You know, something happened, we need to figure out what and how. Whereas with all that stuff, it's just like, we gotta find where it's coming from.
Right.
Yeah, it may
Well,
be a really...
but that, like we were discussing earlier, is the difference between Vice and Homicide.
Yeah, but like the last story showed, you could have done Vice if you had just left more of the victims alive, I guess. Like, we never really interacted with any sympathetic characters who were involved in the stories.
But we did have 2 different attempts at the femme fatale, and
Yeah.
Roy seems like a much more hard-boiled, corrupt cop. I guess there were a lot more noir aesthetics and noir choices in the Vice desk than there were in the Homicide desk.
Yeah, I don't think it's all noir though. It's just that it didn't spend as much. I don't know. It didn't. They didn't. The cases just didn't feel as motivated to me.
Although some of my favorite cases were from that desk. Well, the 2 DLC cases.
Yes, that's true, and those both had actual characters.
And that's almost half the desk. There was only 5 cases.
Yeah, like, think of the interesting characters from anywhere in the Vice desk, and you've got, like, the soup company guy. He was interesting. Or any of the Mexicans from that case who had actual motivations and, like, different pressures on them. And you've got a couple of those from the other ones, like the gambling club owner and the musician, the music agent, who both had interesting attitudes, but like other than the femme fatale sort of person, I don't know. This may be ridiculous. I'm not sure I can actually back up what I'm saying with evidence. This is how I'm feeling about it.
No, it's valid. I mean, if the Homicide desk felt more satisfying, then that's a totally valid point. I wonder how much of it was length, how much of it was like 1 or 2 missed opportunities that really stick with you. But yeah, I agree. I do think there was a lot going on at the Vice desk, but I think if I had to pick, I would pick Homicide as well.
Yeah. I am curious to see how Arson resolves the overarching story, though, because they have some work to do to make the character arcs satisfying.
Between Cole and Sheldon and Kelso.
And Roy.
And Roy.
I hope they do. They need to do that. They better do that.
Yeah, he's certainly one of the more memorable partners. And he's the guy who betrayed us.
Yes.
Very
right.
good. Well, I'll see you at Arson.